Hi everyone, it's Rax. I know a lot of you have been wondering where are the Demon Hunter PTR videos, and here is my very first one. We were all super excited to see the Strafe power, where Strafe is going to shoot all of your hatred spending abilities like multi-shot. But unfortunately, with the current state of the Strafe, it has essentially turned the Demon Hunter into what I like to call the Lawnmower. Now, why do I call it that? Well, if you notice very carefully, whatever direction I'm strafing in is where the multi-shots shoot. And so what that essentially guarantees is that you miss at least half of your shots. So we need some kind of auto-targeting because other than that, we are just a lawnmower. So see how I go down one way and then you go back down the other way very efficiently, just like you're mowing the lawn. And you've essentially at least missed half of your shots. If any of you guys have tried this on the PTR, it's very hard to figure out how exactly you should play this or position yourself. So we're expecting to get the patch on Thursday, so essentially tomorrow by the time this video comes out. So hopefully the Lawnmower Demon Hunter will be no more. But let's see what we can do with it, because it's kind of interesting because, well, our strafe is shooting our multi-shot. So if it was constantly targeting, let's say, the monsters, this may actually be really good, especially if it can trigger area damage. So we're just trying to gather up as much stuff as we can, and then we're playing this essentially like God DH. So if you don't know what God DH is, it's a very, very famous Demon Hunter build. It was the most powerful build in the game for a while. What you do is you fire whatever you want strafe to fire. So I shoot a multi-shot, and then you just strafe, and it sprays multi-shot everywhere. Now, with the God, obviously, it has this auto-targeting from the piercing, hungering arrows. So that's where that is solved. But here, obviously, unfortunately, we're just a lawnmower. And the way that you have to play this is every second that you're strafing, you have to interrupt that by shooting something else. So we're shooting Entangling Shot. So the nice thing about that is now we can finally cube Odyssey's End and take advantage of Entangling Shot and that damage increase along with our build. You could certainly take Odyssey's End with other builds, but actually making that work properly without making your build insanely clunky is pretty much impossible. But this is the first build with this Demon Hunter power from the Angelic Crucibles that actually allows you to do that. And then everything else is essentially just a buff, just like you would play God DH. So then it all comes down to positioning and rounding everything up. So this build is pretty strong if you can get it down to one target because of the rockets that it shoots. So the rockets that are spraying out all the time will actually shred one monster, not too badly at all, but when you've got a ton of stuff active and you got a bunch of elites, they're very hard to kill. So I'm content just to drag them forward and bring the trash with me and see what we can do here. And I wouldn't say the survivability is the best, but luckily you can play at range almost all the time. And this, unfortunately, also does not have infinite vengeance, because if you're going to cube Odyssey's End, I mean, you obviously can't take Dawn, right? So you either take Odyssey's End for a massive damage increase, or you take Dawn for a massive quality of life increase. Either of them is fine. If you were going to start off playing this, you'd probably start with the Dawn. But if you want to go for your ultimate clear at the end of the season, you pretty much have to take the Odyssey's End. So with this much progress, which I'm pretty happy about at this tier, I'm looking for a pylon, and I don't see one. And we had tried many, many rifts, and we just cannot get a Conduit pylon to save our lives. So that's going to play into a fun little event that's going to come up here in a second. So I get this yellow, it's a little bee, I'm trying to bring him down. And the idea here is pretty much the same as every other build. If I can get the mob count very low, so if I can kill a lot of this trash and then spawn a Conduit, we're going to be fine. There are like other very powerful things I could get. I could get a shield pylon, which would be very good because that protects my squirts, and then I can take all the Oculus rings. And even a channeling would help me because that would give me infinite vengeance. pretty much anything except speed. So I did see out of the corner of my eye, we do have a pylon there, and I'm wondering what it's going to be. And so I had a kind of funny moment on my stream where I paused the game and I let everybody bet the channel points in Twitch. And I told everyone to bet big to see if it was a conduit. So it was only a 20% chance. So I'll go ahead and skip forward here, and we'll let everybody bet their tacos. That's my channel points, because tacos are obviously the best food in the world. And let's jump ahead and see what the results were. All right, here we go. And survey says conduit. So the people who were willing to bet it all on only a 20% chance had a massive win and got a ton of tacos, which are my channel points. I don't know if you guys ever come to Twitch where I actually live stream all this stuff, but there were a lot of people very, very pleased to see that conduit, whereas most people bet against it. I mean, would you put all your money on a 20% chance? I don't know, but whoever did it, they were brave. It was probably because we did so many runs previously and didn't get a conduit. It's like, eventually it's got to happen, right? Even though each case is its own independent situation, where if there are any math majors in chat, they'll know what I'm talking about. It actually doesn't affect the probability at all. Anyway, that's enough nerdy math stuff. Here we go. We got the conduit. So I just need to drag everything over here, and you can see that the mob count is very low now. So that will buff the power of my conduit significantly, because remember, the lightning from the conduit has a maximum number of targets that it can zap at a time. So imagine I have all of these elites with, like, I don't know, 500 monsters. What are the odds that my little lightning strikes are actually going to hit the elites? Well, not good at all, right? But when I've killed all the trash and it's only elites, well, my lightning is going to hit the elites pretty much every time, which means that they're going to get vaporized. So there they go. Give me the orbs. Give me the orbs. Progress. Okay, we got a decent little lead here. It's not the greatest. Oh, there's another yellow here that I missed. Let's see if we can get him. It's going to be real close. Got like 3 seconds of conduit left. He's almost dead. One time. Oh, perfectly calculated. Oof. Actually, it wasn't perfectly calculated at all. I just forgot that yellow over there. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. We won. And so now I was actually very surprised. With all the elites that I killed, I was almost certain that I would have a pylon, and there was no pylon spawn down the ramp, and there was no pylon spawn here, so I was wondering if there was a pylon spawn behind me that I missed, but no, there wasn't. So that's pretty unlucky, but I will have a pylon spawn very soon. I'm certain of that, because I just killed, like, I don't know, 6 elites. And after you spawn a pylon and then you kill a bunch of monsters, you pick up a bunch of progress, you usually get another one. So it's just a matter of time, and we'll have to see what we spawn. But we move forward here, and you can see if the mob count is not too high, then multi-shot can actually clear it out pretty good, even though, again, you're a lawnmower. If you're not facing your target, you're not going to actually kill anything. So I am going to be ecstatic if we get some kind of patch notes on Thursday that say, you know, the abilities shot from strafe automatically target enemies or something. Do anything. And then we should be good to go. So we got a bunch of summoners here. We love summoners because they keep giving us skeletons. Skeletons are worth a really good amount, and they're just going to keep feeding us progress. So I am okay to sit here until these guys are out of skeletons. But it looks like that's pretty much it. And then it's always the age-old decision, should I stay and kill these guys? It's tough. It's probably like just about even about whether killing them would actually break even or whether we'd gain time. We certainly wouldn't gain much time out of it. And there is a problem, as you're noticing right there. Sometimes there's a bug where your strafe will stop shooting your last hatred spender. So that's something that needs to be fixed and something that needs to be looked at by Blizzard. And these guys are absolutely destroying me, but I finally got my vengeance back up, so I should be okay here. And I've decided this far into it, let's go ahead and kill the summoners. There's no point to leave them that low. Yeah, it looks like we made a little bit of time, so at this tier, it was still worth it. And well, wouldn't you know, we got the same map again, another archives, and we got a speed. Oof, that's not what I wanted. And then, yeah, I'm not sure if taking the speed is correct on the trash. And the reason why is if I'm strafing faster, it means that I'm draining my resources faster. And speed pylon is kind of wonky for God DH. It's not always an advantage if you reach a different attack speed breakpoint with the piercing that it has on the set bonus. It's like, okay, is that actually worth it? So I decide, you want to know what? If I spawn the boss here, maybe I'll take the speed, but I think I'm just going to leave it. Now, another thing that I've thought about a lot is, do I have to use strafe to shoot my multi-shots? Like, can I stand on the edge and just stand still and take the speed and just blast multi-shot into the pack, and that would also make me never miss? It did cross my mind. I tried to weave it in sometimes, but it's kind of weird to swap between the two play styles. I'm either playing as a God DH or I'm playing as a multi-shot Demon Hunter. It really is confusing for me to mix the two play styles. But maybe if they don't fix it, if you want to use this power, that's what it will end up being. Oh, nice. Another terrible map to finish it off. We got a Corvus. Of course. All right, I need 4%. And I can tell you from playing this game for a long time that this is not 4%. Could be 4% if it was a different mob type, but the only thing there that's worth anything is the Phase Beast. So this is not going to do it, but it'll get us a little bit closer. Okay, we killed pretty much every monster there, and we got 1%. Huh, okay, that's not going to get it done. Let's keep going here. Okay, and now, look, once again, it's our favorite, the little summoners. This is more than enough. The summoners themselves have some decent value, but they're just going to keep making me skellies, and it will be plenty. So let's just get the boss going here, and let's see how the boss fight goes. We have Escandial. So Escandial, for many, many builds, is a terrible boss. And the reason why is he keeps summoning ads and ads and ads and ads, and it's extremely annoying. One thing that you can do, if you're on a big open map, is after he's summoned all of his ads, you can run away extremely far and fight him by himself, and then he will not spawn the ads anymore if he has spawned the maximum number of ads and you run far enough away. But I will warn you, I've killed this Rift Guardian a million times. You have to run extremely far away because his ads will chase you until the end of the earth. So remember that for your clears, but at this point with multi-shot, they just die anyway, and they just feed me Oculus rings anyway. So I'm just going to sit here and fight him straight up. But don't be surprised if one day you're ever getting, your new PB on a clear, you spawn a Scandial and you lose because of all the ads. It's happened to many a Diablo player. But today will be some revenge because I'm going to kill him in time. Feels kind of good. And you can see how stupid this lawnmower thing is. Wherever you're aiming your cursor, you're pretty much guaranteed to miss so many of your multi-shots. We need something here. We need some changes for the Demon Hunter, and I'm hoping that we'll get them. This is why we haven't had too many videos, guys. Not too much good news to report yet. We'll report back when we get the patch. Thank you.